I'm about to go live.
You're alive.
Amazing. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going? Happy workshop night. And
Here we
just like
are.
that, my friends popped in. You guys have to go see Daddy, okay? Say hello.
Perfect timing. Hi, guys. Okay. Well, guys, everybody, we are so excited for our workshop tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody here in our Safe Haven Life community. I'm Ginger, and Allie will be back in a second. And we are so excited to run this workshop. We are doing a From Chaos to Clean, a Better Way to Live. And, we both want to introduce ourselves a little bit, but talk about just kind of what the chaos in our own lives really means. Like, Allie, you want to go first? You ready?
Yeah, I am. Thanks, guys. Uh, so we're really excited to share, like she said. My name's Allie, and summer is upon us. And that means that for a lot of people, the routines and the schedules start to change if you have kids at home, or even if not, it's just a different type of season that has different, standards and flow of your day. And we're going to share ways that you can help create more calm, more clean in your lives. And we're going to talk about different areas of your home, right? So tell me if you've ever felt, comment me, whether you're on Facebook or here, if you have ever felt that overwhelm of summer chaos. Anybody? Just me? Because
For
for
sure.
sure I have been there, right? Uh, I it used to mean like more mess, more laundry, a little bit less sanity maybe, but I really feel like I've come a super long way, and I'm excited to share some of the things that I've learned.
And same here. My kids are older than Allie's, but I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. So when all the teachers were getting super excited that it was going to be summer break, I was starting to dread it, and I, knew that the chaos was going to happen in my home instead of in their classrooms. So anyway, yeah, I used to dread like worrying about them being on screens all day and trying to be outside, and just the chaos of having people always hungry and dishes all day long and all the things. And it is still like that, but yeah, we're just excited to share some of these routines. So, Allie, what else do we want to
Let's
do before we get started?
get started. Let's reward. We're going to do some prizes tonight, but I think that right now we should do a prize for the people that are here. So if you're here, you are number one, very prompt, and we want to reward that. So comment in the comments, first of all, are you a consultant or a guest? So we have people watching on Facebook, and then there's some of you that have joined us on Zoom. This is for all of you that are here right now. Let us know, are you a consultant or a guest? And then to enter the prize drawing, which is going to be a basic package. Who doesn't love a good fresh EnviroCloth and fresh window cloth? We want you to tell us who invited you tonight. If you're a consultant, maybe you just saw it on the Facebook group, or maybe it was your upline, or if you're a guest, tell us who invited you. So that is going to get you an entry in to win this basic package. All right. And then the rest of the prize drawings will be for those of you that might be catching this on the replay too. So stay tuned. There's going to be a couple of extra prize questions as we go forward.
Okay, so tonight we're talking about peace, energy, practical solutions for your home and your well-being. And don't forget to listen to those for those secret questions so you can be entered to win a prize. So, okay, let's introduce ourselves.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you go
My
first,
name's
Allie.
Yeah, I'm Allie. We kind of already did, and I mentioned to a couple of you that were on early. I have three little kids, 2, 4, and 8, which is crazy to say. I've been a consultant for a while, just like Ginger, and I was actually a former high school math teacher. I taught for over 10 years. I live outside of the Rochester, New York area. I grew up in a really small town, had a very traditional upbringing, and always thought that I would just be a teacher until I retired, and never, ever, ever would have thought that this would be my life, but I'm so happy that this has happened because, and I like chose that scary yes to be a consultant because it truly has changed the whole trajectory of my whole life.
I also have 3 kids. I'm Ginger. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I live in Northern Virginia. My kids are older than Allie's. I have a just recently high school graduate. He's almost 18, a 15-year-old, and a 12-year-old daughter. So my chaos is definitely different than Allie's, but it's still chaos. Yeah, I've also been a Norwex lady for about 6 years, and I used to work for different hotel companies. I lived in New York City, I worked for Marriott, I worked just did different things. I never envisioned, you know, trying to get people to use cloths instead of chemicals. But I had a scare with cancer about 8 summers ago, and it really made me more aware of what I was using in my house and feeding my family and putting on my body and all the things. So I love Norwex because it allows me to teach other people these safer options. So um, just want to point out before Allie changes the slide, the picture of us in the pool with our friend Elizabeth. Allie and I met at one of these Norwex conferences, and we've now seen each other a couple times at different meetings and trips and stuff. And she's one of my buddies. I love her. So we're so thankful that Norwex has brought us together and allowed us to become friends and work together, motivate each other, and kind of do this together. It makes it a lot more fun. So, okay, sorry,
Totally.
talk
No,
all about
don't be
it.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
love
just
it.
am so after being a stay-at-home mom for so long, having this community of women that are all on this mission to help people reduce chemicals is just so wonderful. So, okay,
Yeah,
let's get
it's
going.
pretty powerful. Let's do it.
Really,
Let's dig in.
let's
So
begin.
we are going to talk all about chaos to clean, chaos to calm, however you want to think about it. And we're going to focus on 4 main areas, okay? And I'm going to start you guys off, and we're going to talk about a big one first. We're going to just get right down to business and talk about the chaos that happens in the home. So I am talking messes, clutter, not knowing what cleaning product to pick up, um, the sticky stuff that's all over if you have little kids and fingerprints, and we're going to talk about how you can replace all of this that you see on my screen with something that just is so much simpler. By the way, I see you guys on Facebook, and I'm so excited to see like Anne and Julie. Um,
I love when you guys do
okay, I'm
this.
just,
It's like the romper room, if anyone ever remembers that, when you start calling out the names. Anyway, okay,
yes,
keep going,
yes.
Allie. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're totally good. Let's go here. So, because I want to see some faces and let you guys see us. So, if you have ever had a problem in your home of a constant mess, clutter, chaos, that can not only, when it's visual, it not only is clutter out here, but it turns into clutter and mind mess in here. And truly like eliminating or at least minimizing some of that we see is going to help us remain more calm. Actually, one of the things that I did before I'm presenting tonight is I cleared my desk because it helps me, just be a little more calm, feel a little more organized and get myself set up right. Now, the cluttered the cluttered cabinet that I showed a picture of a second ago versus the Norwex cabinet, that's really just like skimming the surface. Norwex 1000% helps us with so many things, and it helps simplify because you can do so much with just your cloth and water, right? But there's some things that I want to share that we've done in our house and our family that have helped make simplifying and cleaning up our messes so much easier. And one of those things that I coached my customers through in our spring cleanup thing that I do in our Facebook group was a really easy entry point thing. It's called pick 5 items a day. And basically, if you feel super overwhelmed and you're like, I never did my spring cleaning this year. I have messes everywhere. I've got junk drawer here and a closet there, and I'm not sure where to start. Start with 5 simple things or five things. One day, I want tomorrow, say I'm gonna just get rid of 5 things in my home. It could be, I don't care what it is. I'm not saying huge things. It could be piece of garbage on your desk for all I care, like an old piece of paper, but 5 things. And I want you to they're either trash or they're going to be donated. And just start removing them from your home. Because what's going to happen when you do those 5 things, the next day you're going to do another 5. The first day you might be like, oh, that was easy. I'm actually going to do 10, 10 things. And it just is that very first step, because once you take the first step, it's easier to take the second, right? So that's a really simple way to start if you are looking to kind of overhaul a lot of areas in your home. And then others of you might be like, well, how do I work this more on a more sustainable basis? So how do I do this and implement something that's actually going to like last? In our family, we're home a lot. Um, I work from home now because I'm no longer a math teacher in the classroom. My husband works from home. We have little kids. And it feels just like everyone's home and in each other's business all the time. That means messes constantly. All the meals are eaten here. Like there's not a lot of, I mean, there is running around, don't get me wrong. Like we are on the go. However, the majority of our day we're home, and that means messes. So what we like to do is a midday reset. Usually like around the baby's nap time, we will set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes. Whoever is home, if my husband's on a call, it depends. But like anyone that's available, the kids, myself, sometimes Mike is involved, and we do 5 to 10 minutes. We put on a song. I got this timer for the kids. This is a really good, useful, like visual timer that just, especially my 4-year-old, she can look at this and be like, oh, and then it ticks away.
Love that. That's
And then it
cute.
beeps. Yeah, and it was like $10 or I don't know. It was very inexpensive. I think it might have been $5. And we just all get to work and we put the music on and it's simple. And every day we do that. So I'm not doing a deep clean during this time. I am wiping my counters using our EnviroCloth or the counter cloths, which you guys, these things are a game changer. We love the counter cloths. And we're picking up toys, we're putting away backpacks, like whatever is the visual mess. 5 minutes, 10 minutes does wonders, right? Like it can do so much. Um,
I always find too, like when I'm expecting company, if I spend like 15 minutes trying to just pick things up and get ready, like somebody's coming over, it makes a huge difference. So it's the same type of thing. I just think of it more as like, ooh, someone's coming over. Try to like
right.
pick all the things up and yeah, reset. I
To-
love that.
Totally. Yes. Sometimes I've tried this before, but I have ADHD, so this is a little bit harder for me to stick to like a very strict routine. But some people really thrive off of that, like a daily, Monday's laundry day, or maybe Monday's the kids' laundry, Tuesday's our laundry, Wednesday's our bathrooms. Whatever it is for you. Thursday, I'm gonna do a quick deep clean of the kitchen, like having a rhythm or a schedule of some sort that works for you is a good place to start too. That's another one that works really well. You can find tons of those free options online also, you guys, that are really easy to implement yourself, and you can see what works for you. I've tried it. Like I said, I realized it was too strict for me.
You
Um,
mentioned laundry. I want to hear a little bit more about laundry.
yes. So the laundry room is a never-ending battle, it feels. But I do love our Norwex laundry detergent, and we have a couple of newbies in the laundry room, you guys. So UPP was our like tried and true favorite, but we just came out within the last, I don't know, year, 6 months. It's been a while now. Powerzyme is our new enzyme detergent. I'm going to show you a picture that our friend Erin sent us.
This is good.
I'll do that in a second. So I'll talk about that in a moment. And then our booster, this is our new microfiber booster. When you have things in your laundry room or in your home that you know are going to that are safer for your family, right? Like it's going to create more ease with your mind. It just simple. It is simple as that. Versus like having one of those big jugs full of that big thick blue detergent, lugging it around and just thinking like, gosh, what is that? What is that blue stuff? Let me tell you, it's not good. Um, and it's just simple. And this lasts so much longer too. So I love our detergents in our laundry room. It really, the simple ingredients really does simplify things. Um, where else did I want to go here? There was one other big thing.
I
Do,
definitely
do, do.
want you to show Aaron's chair.
Okay, yes. The last thing I want to do before that is I want to share the other thing I do right before bed is there's 5 go-to things and they're simple that we do before that we make sure we do not necessarily right before bed, but we don't go to bed until these 5 things are done. And that is load the dishwasher, wipe the counters, and that's where my counter cloths come in. Pick up the toys. So if you don't have little kids, you don't have toys, but you might have, your work
Hang out.
bag from the day or whatever that is for you. Shoes and backpacks, those are my kids' things. Like that's my kids' one of their chores. And then in the morning, nothing bothers me more than I shouldn't say this. I don't really get that agitated. It's just so much more simple when I go to fill water bottles in the morning and our Brita is full. So I try to fill that before I go to bed. And it's just one less thing. And it's a simple thing, right? Like they really don't take that long. But it just creates this rhythm and structure. It's habit stacking, if you've ever heard of that. That's another thing that really helps to simplify. So let's talk about Erin
Yes,
because
show the chair, and then we got to
you
keep
guys are,
going.
yes, I think we're doing okay though. I think
We're
we're doing
doing
okay.
great. We're doing great. It's what we tell
We're
ourselves
doing,
all the time, you guys. We're doing great.
yes, we are doing great.
Are
You
okay.
guys, Erin, I don't know, she might end up watching this. A lot of you know Erin Waskovich. She, her daughter had red Gatorade, which, first of all, she made sure she told us is not allowed in her house. It snuck in the door with her husband's like free gift golf bag or something, and it spilled everywhere. And the Power Zyme in the carpet cleaner completely took care of it. Isn't that amazing? That's
Yeah, it
another
looks
thing
so
with
good.
Norwex products, Ginger, is like you are able to use our products for more than one thing, which helps to simplify the stuff when you can use something, when it's multi-purpose.
Oh yeah, we've got lots of options.
Yeah.
But yeah, Erin just wasn't that this morning that she sent us that, or maybe it was yesterday, but she was so upset. And then, we both understood instead of starting to get to do work that she was intending to do, she's cleaning all the dining room chairs with her steam cleaner. But that's what happens when you're a Norwex lady. You just get a little carried away sometimes. So, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Um, all right, let's talk about chaos and sleep. A lot of people have trouble with sleep issues, okay? Whether it's restless nights, hot rooms, unhealthy bedding. I know as women, we're mostly women here, hormones change as we get older, and that's happening with me. It can really impact your sleep. And that could be a whole separate workshop. We're not going to go into hormones, but I want to touch on a couple of things that help make my sleep routine better. If you guys have met me at a conference or gone anywhere with me, I want you to type in the chat my ideal number of pillows. Okay, I'm a little bit particular. So if you know me, write in how many pillows I like to sleep with. And if you don't, you can guess. But okay, so sleep is super important to me. One of the easiest things you can do, and I say easy, but it's not super easy to stick to, but creating a routine, a bedtime routine. Um, when you do this, you set a regular bedtime and a regular wake up time. Try to go to bed the same time every day. Try to wake up the same time every day. Even if it's a weekend, you feel like you could stay up late or you want to sleep in, that doesn't help your body regulate. When you are regulated, you will get more restful sleep. Let's see, it'll improve your sleep quality and the duration. You'll get more sleep when you're on a consistent schedule. That's called your circadian rhythm, if you've ever heard of that. So having the regular routine helps your body's natural wake cycle. It makes it easier to fall asleep. You get the deeper, more restful sleep, and you wake up feeling more refreshed. Doesn't that sound amazing?
It
um,
does. And don't forget that little tip about the getting, I think it's 10 minutes outside before, I don't know if it's 9 or 10 a.m. If you get 10 minutes in the sunshine or even outside if there's
I
not
did.
sun all the
I did
time.
look it up. It says as soon as possible, like go outside as soon as you wake up to get that natural light going. I
I'm
I
sorry if you
signaled
said
here.
that. I was
No, I
distracted with
didn't
the
say it
kid.
yet, but I have it written down. Like why it works is that it's signaling to your brain to stop making melatonin, which is the hormone that makes you want to go to sleep, and it signals it to start producing cortisol, which is a different hormone that makes you wake up. So that's why that's a great tip, Allie, to go outside, and just try to go outside as soon as you can. Like I end up going outside to take the dog out, so it gets me outside. So when you're trying to go to sleep, the thing you can do is create a bedtime ritual. So think about things that help you unwind. Like I love taking a warm bath. Some people like having a cup of hot tea. You could read a book, you could journal, you could listen to calming music. But these consistent bedtime activities, they act as cues for your brain and your body to slow down, wind down. It signals these things, and prepare for sleep. Okay, so it makes it easier to go to sleep. um, Having that relaxing bedtime routine can help reduce stress and anxiety, and that stress and anxiety can interfere with your sleep. So if you're reducing it, you're going to sleep better. One thing that I love to do is use my Norwex illuminating oil, which is on sale, by the way, you guys, to celebrate Norwex's 31st birthday. All the skincare is on, almost all of it is on sale, 25% off through the end of the month. So grab some
Huge.
illuminating
It's
oil if you
huge.
don't have this yet. But this was a great tip that actually Allie said before I even knew her. I remember hearing this in a workshop or whatever, that she moved her skincare to her bedside table. And it took me a really long time to try that. But now I've moved some of it. So I wash my face and I do the serums and the eye cream, in my bathroom, but I've moved my illuminating oil and then my night detoxing cream next to my bed. So when I get in, I get all settled with all my pillows. I'm not going to tell you how many till the end, but um, and then I do my oil and I put the dots on my fingers and I go all around and I try to stimulate my lymphatic stuff here to drain. Because, like, when you're looking at a phone all day, your stuff starts pooling here. So you want to use the oil and drain it and push the skin up, 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 up. Okay, so I get a little carried away, but just having it next to the bed makes it a little bit more relaxing. And especially when I'm tired and I'm standing in my bathroom, I'm not rushing through these steps as much as I used to. Um,
Yeah. For
okay.
me, it's also like I used to avoid it. And I just
Mhm.
it was just like another thing I have to do. Standing at the sink. It's
Right,
just
right.
that
Yeah,
was sort of my
and I love
mindset.
that
And
tip.
it doesn't take long, but
No,
now
but
I
it's so
actually
much easier to
really love
skip.
it.
Yeah, when
It
you're
feels
tired.
like a little luxury now
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
like a little spa in your bed. So that is what I like to do at the very end. I also, something else you can do is use some essential oils. Like this one is lavender and it's in a spray bottle, so you can like spritz your room or your linens or whatever. Or you could use a diffuser. You could have a whole other class about essential oils, but that's just, and I'm no expert at that, but I know that's like a safe, easy way to help your body, smell the lavender. It calms you down. So um, another really important thing is limiting your screen time before bed. So when you're on a computer, when you're scrolling your phone, when you are watching TV, even all of that emits blue light, and that is signaling your brain that it needs, that it's awake. It's like the same thing as daylight in your brain, and that interferes with your melatonin production, that hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. So it makes it harder to fall asleep. So when I was preparing for this, I saw, when I, researching or whatever, I saw all these recommendations. It varied from 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. So I think the bottom line is the longer you can stay off the screens before you want to go to sleep, the better. And this is really hard to teach my teenagers. They think they can just be on their phone and then roll over and go to sleep. So, but anyway, try to limit the blue light before you go to sleep. Um, Another thing that's really important is ensuring that your sleep environment is conducive to sleep. So you want your bedroom to be dark, quiet, and cool. Quiet can be hard, so you might want to use a white noise machine. We have a lot of these going in my house, but you want to mask those disruptive noises. Um, Another thing you could use is a fan that can provide the consistent white noise if it's loud enough, but it also could help regulate your body temperature, which is crucial for good quality sleep. And fans, promote that air circulation, which improves your comfort. But you can also consider getting an air purifier if you have a lot of, allergy issues. The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America recommends an air purifier during bedtime to promote better breathing while you sleep.
Highly, highly encourage that. If you have someone that suffers as with asthma or allergy, it is an investment, but we invested because our daughter suffers pretty significantly, even with our like home being pretty much toxin free. Like I shouldn't say toxin free, but as close as I feel like we could be.
Indoor wax. Sure. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
So we have that. We had it in our living room for a long time, and I was like, we got to put it in her room now. So
You're making me want to get one for my second. He's got
I
allergies.
want to get another one, honestly. But again, it's an investment, and it's
A
you gotta
free or not a free, but you could put a plant in a bedroom too, that the plant helps naturally purify the air, and make it better for breathing. So I did recently just do that for all my kids, put a real plant in their rooms. So now I have to remember
that's
to
smart.
water them. But um, so another thing is you want your room to be a sanctuary. Um, you want luxurious bedding. If you guys don't have the Norwex sheets yet, this is the new Lyocell pillowcase. The sheets, it's kind of like a grayish blue. I don't know, Allie, do you think it's gray or blue? I don't know.
I
I think it's
never
gray,
thought of it as blue, but I guess everyone's eyes are different.
bluish, but they call it gray. I don't know. Anyway, they're so soft. They're
They
made.
call it gray because it is gray.
I don't know. I think it's bluish, but whatever.
That's okay.
It is very soft. These are Oikotek certified. This is a third party testing process. They actually test all the different ingredients, is not the right word, but the different fabrics or materials that go into a textile product. And it's very high end testing. So when you see an Oikotek, it's OEK something,
Oh, oh,
Ekotek. Oikotek certification. Norwex is big on this, so it's important. You can find stuff on Amazon too that's Oikotek certified, but I look for that now when I'm shopping for any sort of textile, um,
mhm.
because it means that it's been tested and it's safer. Especially when you're sleeping on it, every night you want something that's safe. And the
Totally.
clock in here are silver, so it purifies themselves. You don't have to wash them as often. Um, anyway, and they're just so soft. So you
Really
want
are.
it to be a sanctuary with luxurious, nice, comfortable bedding, um, cooling too. They are very cooling. And then another thing, you want to make sure your room is clean. So get rid of the dust. We talked about um, dusting, but we've got different dusting tools. We've got Enviro wands. We've got, can you even see these?
Don't forget to take that Enviro wand. I was telling Ginger, like even I need to do this actually. Even if you have carpeted bedrooms
Yeah, you did
under
this.
your bed, use that Enviro wand. You guys get rid of that dust. You're
Um,
gonna sleep better and breathe better.
Baseboards under my headboard, I forget to do that. So that is a really good tip. Um,
Speaking of breathing better, nasal breathing versus mouth breathing.
yes. Um,
Uh, There's a lot of things here which like we could go on and on,
We
right? Like,
could. And Sarah Ness did talk a lot about this mouth breathing, mouth tape. So if you are interested in learning more about that, I think that was our May workshop, and the recording is available in our
yeah,
Sleep in Life group. But mouth breathing,
I
yeah, you're using the strips, right?
The intake, yeah, I'm very, very impressed with how those intake strips work. Again, that's all in the group in the replay. And if you need it, just reach out to one of us or your upline and you can
Yeah, I was
get that
impressed
information.
to learn that like your nose acts as a filter, it acts as a humidifier when you breathe in the air. So it's really important. And if you suffer or some of that you're in your family, try to learn a little bit more about that. But we can't go into any more details about that right now. Um, but before I turn it back over to you, Allie, there's a couple other things. I want you to avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed because that can really disrupt your sleep patterns. Oh, and the other Norwex thing that's really important for bedrooms is the mattress cleaner. Um,
God,
right?
yes,
So this
yes,
I think we should do this as a prize because it's one of our
let's do it.
um, but when you I do it quarterly. My husband and I don't have a ton of allergies, but you strip the whole bed, wash everything, but spray the mattress. For a king bed, I do like 6 to 8 sprays. And then this is great for anything plush that can't go in the washing machine: pillows, couches, stuffed animals, all that. But it really
Your
helps.
upholstered headboards.
Yeah.
Um, and if you have little kids, I spray their stuffies. I'm not one to like count, but I spray a lot. Like I spray the curtains too in their room. Not that I can't wash them. I know I can, and I try to once in a
Same.
while,
I
but
really need to do that.
this is a really an amazing it's an amazing product.
So
Mattress
if
cleaner. So
you
how are
like,
we gonna give it away?
yeah, if you want a chance to win the mattress cleaner, tell us in the comments of whichever way you're watching this. What is the last thing you do before you go to sleep? So I was telling you guys I do the oil and the night cream in my bed now. Tell us what you do. What's your routine and what's the last thing you do before you go to sleep? All right,
And
Al.
that is for those of you that might be watching a replay too, okay? You can be in on that as well. Okay, here we go. We're rounding out the third thing. The third area of our lives is the kitchen, weight management, meal prepping. This is a big one. Based on the feedback that we got in our Facebook group, we know that you guys want to learn more about this. So I'm going to share some simple tips and tricks that again that we do in our family. This is a menu. You pick and choose what's going to work for you. Something will resonate with you and you'll tweak it to make it your own. But there's constant snacking. That can be a problem. And eating out too much. And we feel like we don't have time to prep. Maybe we don't know what to prep. Maybe we feel like the foods that we should be eating, the healthier foods, are a little too much money. Like there's all of these different problems that resonate with different people, right? So a couple of things that I want to tell you guys that we used to do. First of all, I feel like we used to eat out, order out quite a bit, and we have come a long way. Now I take like 45 minutes on Sunday. Sometimes I don't do it Sunday, so I do it Monday, where I plan out 3 to 4 dinners for the week, even if we're on the go. Like this past winter, my son plays hockey and my kids are little, so they're not super involved. Like it's not like they have sports every night, but we often did have activities multiple nights a week. And we still just made it a point to make dinner, whether that's a crock pot meal, something so that we're not spending money out all the time. Like I remember growing up, you guys, my gosh, my mother just hit that fast food with me all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, granted she was doing it alone and she had 3 girls. But anyway, I want to teach my kids, like a healthier habits that it doesn't have to be hard to prep a well-balanced meal and it doesn't have to be time consuming. So if you can spend a little bit of time up front, it's going to pay off later. Couple things that I do because I don't sometimes I sit down on Sunday and I'm like, what are we going to eat? I don't know. I can't think of one thing, you know? Like planning dinner every night is like, so this is what I do. I have my notes app in my phone and I have just all of the dinners that we love. There's tons, a bunch of meals listed out. So some of them have recipes that we use regularly, and some of them are just like burgers, fries, and salad. Just because even though that seems simple, not having to use that mental energy sometimes is going to make you feel like, oh, I can open my app and I can scroll through and pick 4 things for this week that we're going to have. Or maybe you're living a little bit of a different lifestyle right now and maybe just prepping like one protein and your veggies that you're going to snack on for the week is going to be a better option for you. Just think of what you could do with your life now that is going to help you be successful with it, right? Uh, Another thing that I do, and Ginger, I think you do this too, maybe in a little bit of a different way, but we have like a master grocery list. Again, I'm a notes app girl, so I have it in my phone, but a lot of you might be paper and pen. I do paper and pen for a lot of things in my life, but for this, I use my notes. And I have what I call a master grocery list. So we get groceries every week. Not of some weeks are more than others, right? But every week we get eggs. Every week we get our kids cucumbers because they love them. We need milk. We like there's a set number of things that we need every week. And instead of needing to be like, what else is it that we need? I have it all written out so that I can use it every time. And then I can just add to it based on that. Ginger, you do something similar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I use a different app, I think. I forget which app it is, but I have a big list and I like uncheck things. But I also like paper and pen. Like I find if I take the time to plan one or two meals for the week, it really sets this up so much better. And a lot of times now with my kids, we're so busy running from sports to whatever that I'll just try to like grill some chicken at the beginning of the week so that we can have that, and maybe I make some pasta or potatoes or rice or whatever it is, like pretty basic
Yes.
stuff. Because I do have a couple picky eaters, so it makes it a little bit easier to feed everybody
Yeah.
and not be making three
Yeah.
different dinners, which is
I
another
know.
topic.
Sorry, my dog's barking. But the other thing with that is like then it's similar with like let's say you prep a bunch of chicken, you could be chicken salad, you can do regular salad with it. It can be pasta with pasta, quesadillas, whatever.
Tacos,
Okay.
yeah.
I wanted to talk really quick. Do you guys remember when I said that my kids were going to bed an
Yeah.
hour ago?
Hi,
Wow,
Juju.
beautiful. Well, I love you so much. Okay.
I want to
And
hear
close
about
that
the
door.
cutting board. Oh, I can show you this.
Thank you. Yeah, we need to talk a little bit about some of the things I use to prep because Norwex helps us so much. So our cutting boards, you guys, these are made of rice husks. This is what I prep my veggies. Anytime I'm cutting and prepping, anything I can do in advance because I'm telling you, my kids and myself, I will eat veggies when they're prepped
Right.
and cut
Same.
and sliced and washed.
My kids, if I put it in front of them, washed and cut, they will eat it. Otherwise, nobody's going looking for that apple. Yeah.
Totally.
This is
My
something
dog
that
is
this is one of our new silicone bags. This is the bigger one. It had some stuff in it. I had to go empty it to show you guys, but it's got a base, so it's actually fits. I feel like it fits 6 cups of liquid in here. It's amazing, and the seal on it is awesome. It stands up. It's silicones. There's no plastic that's going to leach onto your food. So these are really handy. There's two sizes. This is the large, and the smaller one is like that big.
Yeah, our food prep things, you guys, are so impressive because same with this, like this is one of the most durable cutting boards. It doesn't have any of the risks that some of the other ones have. Like a wood cutting board can get contaminated, right? Um, Plastic is terrible. Don't use a plastic cutting board.
And
Glass,
glass.
I've heard customers say glass, which I guess would be
No, it's
a
so
hygienic.
slippery with knives. I
My
don't like.
gosh, I know, like slippery plus not good for your knife anyway, and risky if it could break. So I love these. We have three sizes. They're wonderful. When I prep my veggies, what I do, or fruits, I use our produce wash or our veggie scrub mitts. I cut what I'm gonna cut. I dry them out on a kitchen towel because the key to keeping your produce fresher longer is making sure that the moisture is gone. So I have cucumbers here in our silicone containers, and I have something tucked under it. Adding a countercloth to your prepped produce containers can make a huge difference. You're going to get like extra days, multiple days longer if you can keep the moisture out because the moisture is what sometimes makes them, you know,
Yeah,
not
perfect.
last as long. I also just love these containers because they are so handy when we talk about like eliminating the mess, something that can fold down. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Folds right down and stores so nicely. I just put my top on. What's going on here? There we go.
Um,
Put the top on it and it stacks super nicely in the cupboard. It's just simple, right?
yeah, love those. Pork.
Um,
Did you already say that? Okay. Anything else about food? Because I want to talk about money.
okay, really quickly, I know I didn't get to talk about like recipes or anything like that, but if you are not already checking out our Facebook group every Monday, Lauren Smith, who's wonderful and just brilliant with her meal planning, she does a meal prep Monday and she shares her recipes and her knowledge with us. It's great. Stacy just one of our consultants shared a really great granola bar recipe. You're gonna find a lot of really great healthy
Tidbit.
options, not just in the kitchen, but other places. And the Glucose Revolution is another really great place to start. So those are just a couple of, it's a book. Um, she shares a lot of sustainable ways to, it is a weight loss situation, but just like eating more balanced. So those are just a couple things I wanted to share because I know I didn't share like real meal prep
Okay, we don't have time for all of
recipes.
that, but
We don't
thank
have time
you.
for that.
Yeah, we
Okay,
don't.
go ahead. It's our last section. Let me
Last
bring
thing,
up
yeah,
the
we want to talk about is chaos with your budget, chaos with money. Um, we have some tips for saving and adding money, and there's some cute pictures. My family is on the left, Allie's is on the right, and there we are with Elizabeth again. I like this picture. Um, so a lot of times people are feeling stuck with budget. You overspend on disposables. You go to the store with these kids and they throw things in your shopping cart and you don't even know what they are. But these impulse buys that you can try to avoid. Sometimes it's not the kids. Sometimes it's you. You're strolling through Home Goods and you're like, oh, I need that. Um, but what we want you to think about is, knowing your budget, getting a handle on that, making intentional swaps, trying to, reuse things. Some easy things you can do are looking for free activities, like especially in the summer. Do hikes. You can go to free kid days, free kids eat free in restaurants. You can go to library. There's reading challenges. You can do picnics. Just trying to be outside, playgrounds. Um, just if you Google free activities with kids, or not even with kids, without, if you just want to Google free activities in your town, you'll find some great resources there. Um, yeah, and we just want to encourage you to also think about reusable, sustainable things that you can do, like reusing. If you get, um, a, okay, Allie and I and a bunch of these Norwex ladies love a company called Zaya. It's like yoga pants, but the if you order a Zaya pair of yoga pants, they come in like this Ziploc bag. You can reuse that Ziploc bag for something else, like probably not food, but like, toys or whatever you're packing that you would grab a Ziploc bag. So try to think about that too, where you don't have to buy it. You already bought something and
I do that with number one with Zaya bags, but I also do it with our napkins now. I don't know if we've talked about this. Like instead of paper towels, which I don't really use very often, but once in a while we do have pets. Like once in a while there's something that I'm like,
yeah.
I just want a paper towel. We just use the napkins that we get from when we do get takeout, which we are human and we do still get takeout
Oh, we
sometimes.
definitely
But
do.
you know,
Yeah, but they
just
add up, and instead
reusing.
of throwing them out, I do make a stack of them too. And then when someone's looking for that, that's what we're using. I'm not buying many paper towels, but I'm definitely not buying paper napkins anymore. But
Yeah.
Norwex has so many things that, you can swap out, and it's an investment at the beginning, but then you're saving money over time for things like that with cloths, the kitchen cloths, the counter cloths, things that you're using instead of paper towels. Our dryer balls are going to save you time. Save money because the dryer time is less. Um, Laundry detergent, you're using such a little amount. I don't have the scoop, but because it's so concentrated, it really does last you so much longer. But you can save up to $500 a year using our reusable stuff, and swapping out these safer options. You can also save money, and if you're looking to get some Norwex into your home, consider hosting an event with your consultant. You can easily do it with these monthly workshops that we're doing. Just invite a couple of friends in, and you are a host, and that makes it a super easy way, to introduce some safer things to your family and friends. Um, it's a great way to party, but you just really have to show up and invite your friends. So we also love to do parties in people's homes. The spa parties are really fun if you have friends that are interested in trying the skincare. Um, or if you want to do the cleaning stuff, that's always a good standby too. Great way to introduce Norwex to people. If you are looking to add income to your family budget, consider opening a Norwex account. Um, it's flexible income and it helps other people. Um, so we've got a couple different paths that we like to offer, everybody. Um,
Let's chat about that really
Yeah,
quickly. So there's options, and she just went over, Ginger, you just went over them
I know.
really. But
Sorry.
really quickly, like think about how you yourself want to um transform. Like, do you want to transform your own home? Do you want to transform your help your friends and family? Or do you want to go even further beyond that? And that's kind of the paths that we're going to be talking about. So Ginger's going to chat just a little bit more about the consultant path where, you may be interested in earning income here because it is a real job if you treat it like that. Or you can use it as a wholesale account. But go ahead, Ginger.
Okay, so the first path that we're talking about is opening a consultant account, which some of you have already done. But there are two ways to do it. Option one is the standard starter kit. Um, it's free. You pay $9.85 in shipping, and you get that whole kit that's on the left side. You get the Safe Haven 5, you get the mop, you get some body cloths, you get to basically apply Norwex throughout your whole home and body. For $10. So you get two opportunities to keep that kit for free. You want to earn $1,000 in 30 days or 2,000 in 90 days. And if you don't, you can just pay Norwex back. They make it pretty easy to earn those goals, but if you don't, you can, pay for the kit. Um, the other option, option two, is a sample starter kit, and that costs $30 plus the $10 shipping. But there are no sales goals. So if you are interested in trying it, but you don't want the obligation of selling the goal or hitting those goals, then consider the starter kit. But either way, you can make 35% commission. You get a 35% discount. We have the most amazing community. You can make your own home safer and you can share it with others. So if you choose option two, you can still earn that starter kit if you hit those goals. So it's
Yeah. I
it's a
love that Norwex gives you the option and like either way, whatever you're choosing at first, you're ultimately getting the same perks either way. So that's great. Oh, don't forget.
oh yeah,
So
go
Ginger,
ahead.
you have to talk about this because like
Right. Well, we
when
can
you're a
talk about it
consultant, tell
together. Go ahead.
tell them how you get to stack it all.
So, okay, right now we've got this extra birthday sale, 25% off the skincare. So we are already getting 35% off. Then you're getting 25% off that. When you order refills for the skincare, they come as an insert, and I didn't grab one of those, but those are already $10 cheaper than the original product. And then you put it on auto save, you can save 10% additionally. And when your cart is $150, I like to stack things together and order it once so that the shipping is free when it's over $150. So there's really some amazing ways to save when you do want to Norwex your life. So okay,
It's amazing how Norwex lets us stack them all together. Then also as a consultant, the other thing we didn't even put on there is like when you host, which I'm going to be talking about next,
right.
you earn free shopping spree money too. So then like whatever your total is, you might get, I mean, if you're partying a lot, you might get the whole thing for free, but if you're not, you might have an extra $20 off your order or however much you've earned in your Norwex perks. So with that, hosting a party, consultants, guests, whoever you are, there's all sorts of ways that you can host a workshop. And this, Ginger said, is one that you could utilize. Like the work is done for you. Every month we have a theme, and next month we'll talk about it, but it's going to be ditch the disposables, a little sustainability theme next month. And the consultants that choose to present or that are chosen to present, however you want to think about it, are really experts in that area or they become experts because we put a lot of time into these. So this Safe Haven workshop is an amazing place to host a party. Like she said, it can be a couple of people. Like Ginger has these beautiful pictures of herself with some friends, and at some hosts' parties, there's four women there at her one party. Like it doesn't have to be 10. It certainly can be. Parties can be big and fun and lively, but they can also be small and intimate. And either way, yourself as the host can earn some pretty amazing discounts. And you guys, July's host rewards, holy cow. you want to host in July because the rewards are going to be amazing. I don't know what we're allowed to say
I know
in terms of the
it's
host
gonna be good.
rewards.
Here, leave
Yeah.
it at that. It's gonna be really good.
That's right. Okay, so let's say you're not ready for either of those two right now. What else can you do?
You can purchase some Norwex, reduce your chaos with some safer swaps. We've got two bundles. We've kind of packaged some things that we talked about tonight together to make it easy if you're looking for the easy button. So the first one, we're calling it Chaos to Clean. It includes a set of countercloths, the middle-sized cutting board, the Powerzyme laundry detergent, which is new and amazing with stains and stinky stuff, and the new microfiber booster. So if you have some cloths already, and you want to do a deep clean and kind of revive them and renew them, this stuff is amazing. So that is the first package. That comes out to $132 retail. If you have a consultant account, it's only $86, 42 cents. The second bundle includes those four things, but we added a couple extra things that maybe you don't have yet. The silicone bags, there's a set of two. This again is the larger one. The illuminating oil and the pillowcases. So some ways to like really step up your game and get to the calm if you're experiencing the chaos. So I'm gonna get ready soon and go put my head on this awesome pillowcase. But what you can do with these bundles is there's not like a packaged Norwex made. We just kind of bundle things together. If you're interested in these bundles, talk to your consultant. They can make a cart for you that's really easy, that you can just take and check out. You can add things to it. You can change it. You can remove things. But we just kind of wanted to give you some suggestions based on what we talked about tonight.
Definitely. And I love these. These are really great, like great bundles. So you guys, that brings us to the end of our workshop and a couple of thoughts that we want to leave you with, and of course, another drawing because what's a Norwex party without some giveaways, right? And this is a really fun one. We're doing the beach towel. I just want you to, we've covered a lot, like we said. I want you to think like it's just one step at a time. So if you have felt um, overwhelmed at all in your life with the chaos around you in your home, we've been there and we've come out the other side. Life is not perfect, but we've made a lot of strides and it can be done. Just taking it one step at a time and little steps because that leads you to the next thing, right? So I want you to think a couple of things right now and let us know in the comments which path is for you. Like, which path are you going to take? Is it the customer path, the host, or the consultant path? And maybe you're already a consultant. That's amazing. And the prize drawing winner or the prize drawing entry, sorry, you're going to get your entry by telling us what is one small thing that you learned, small or big. It could be small though, right? It could be anything that you've learned that you are going to implement this week or next week or very soon. Tell us in the comments on Facebook or here in Zoom what's something that you learned that you are excited to implement. And when you do, you're going to be entered to win a beach towel. This is mine. But I have a brand new one for one of you. And I love the beach towels, and I really do think they're on theme, you guys, because they are so compact for being so large. They're such a great product. Like they fold up super, super small. I love that they don't take up a lot of space in my linen closet because I don't have a very big one. And they're just amazing absorbent towels. So I just threw a
Okay.
picture of my skincare transformation on there because we know the skincare is on sale. Ginger told us that. Ginger, tell them what's going on tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're having another event in our Facebook group that there will be a recording done if you can't watch it. But if you're interested in opening an account, we're calling it a deeper look at Norwex. So we're just having some our different teammates talk about their experience as consultants. So no pressure ever from us, but if you're interested or curious, please join us for that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And remember to ask your consultant for ordering links or help make a cart for you if you want the bundle or any different products. And then
I wanted to just say about the deeper look tomorrow. It's short. It's like a 15-minute chat. It's not a presentation. It's just a couple of consultants who are friends like Ginger and I sharing their story, kind of how they connected with the mission. It's really interesting. So even if you're like, I don't want to be a consultant, I really encourage you to listen. So sorry, Ginger. I
That's
wanted
okay.
to
And
make
we
sure I said that.
also
It's
just
Jennifer and Sharon are doing it.
oh, good. Okay, I forgot. Um,
Yeah.
love them. So also next month we do one of these workshops every month. It's the third Wednesday of the month, so it's July 16th at 8 o'clock. Next month's theme is ditch the disposables, save more, waste less. So that should be
Mm.
really good. Melissa and Stacy and Lauren are running that for us, so we're excited about that. So thank you guys so much for joining. We hope that you got a couple good tidbits from our Chaos to Clean workshop. And I think that's it, right, Allie?
Yes, super grateful for all of you being here, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
great night and a good rest of your week.
Night.